My name is Rebecca Feeney. I will be priested on Saturday the 29th of June, and I currently am the curate at St Wilfrid's Standish. My year as a curate in St Wilfrid's so far has been quite an exciting one and great fun. It's not been without its challenges, but I think the real kind of interesting thing about the first year of ministry is getting to know the community that you come into, getting to know the people that you are ministering to and with and alongside, and the work that you can get involved doing with that. So coming to know the needs of the community, coming to know the things that the community has as its strengths, and being able to work with what God's already doing there. I sort of knew this in theory before I started, but I think one of the things that has really kind of hit home to me over the course of this year has been that it is actually okay to ask for help, and it is okay to come to rely on the people around you. You can't really function without functioning as part of whatever team it is you become a part of. And I mean, I think that's obviously very mirrored in what it is we're there to do in the first place. We're supposed to generate community. We're social creatures. We're part of what we would like to be functionally a Christian family. And so I think it is entirely right that we learn to rely on one another, because where one of us is weak, then other people are strong. What's been really fun about the element of ministry in Standish in terms of helping people understand their own calling, understand their own role to play, what God calls them to do with what they've been given, is, I think, just helping to open up and show people who might already have kind of had it in their head but really needed it kind of spreading out for them to see that actually God calls us all in so many exciting ways, that the Bible is full of stories of people who are pulled from absolutely unexciting, completely banal circumstances and called to do really exciting, wonderful things. And you see that mirrored currently in parishes across the diocese, across the country, people called out of what they are and invited into something big and new and really exciting. And being part of helping, I think, people in our schools and in our communities come to terms with what it is that God has shone on their lives and called out of what they are doing has been a really exciting thing. I think the best example I can think of people who have really kind of come into their own in terms of their own discipleship is my experiences in the primary school, where the children who we go into, we have a very good relationship with our parish school, and the children who are there are very, very receptive to what it is that we have to say to them, and they're constantly in church, they're constantly asking questions. A really, really fun thing that I was able to do recently was go in and spend some time with all of Year 4 and basically explore with them and chat with them about the role of the church, what it means to be church, what it means to be part of this community, and what we mean when we say church. And the responses and the questions that they came up with were just so fascinating, and it was a real kind of reminder that kids are much better at getting this than most adults are. And but the questions and the excitement and the enthusiasm and the quickness and readiness of understanding was just really very kind of, it was really energising. It was so exciting to be a part of. And you can see that sort of as these children are kind of growing older and coming more into themselves and coming to appreciate, I think, more and more of the faith that we have to offer and of the life that the church has to give. That engagement is becoming more and more on their own terms. We're seeing a really good kind of uptake of children who've been confirmed coming back in and becoming a part of our serving team, becoming part of our holiday clubs and our youth initiatives, and it's just really heartening to see these fantastic children sort of growing into the people that God has called them to be. Becoming a priest is absolutely terrifying. There is a gravitas to it. I grew up in the Catholic wing of the Church of England, and the priesthood is such an enormous privilege to share within, and the Eucharist is just one of the most special things that, one of the most special gifts that the Church has been offered by Christ, and it is a overwhelming to think that actually in all that I am not, God has, in some bizarre misapplying of resources, decided that maybe it would be good for me to do that. And the prospect of Saturday looming is quite a powerful one and quite a humbling one, because there is no way that me or any of us could do this in the strength that we have ourselves. And we will be fully reliant on what it is that God gives us going forward. And I think we could all use all of your prayers.